So during lockdown I put on some unwanted fat and I got to this shape, and I really wasn't happy with the way I looked, the way I performed, even the way that I carried myself. But I managed to lose that fat and build the best physique of my life, and I managed to maintain pretty decent shape for the past 4+ years by losing that belly fat. Yeah, so I'm going to go over 5 key things that I did. I'm going to give you the reasons as to why it worked as well, so then you can implement them and see which one could be the most useful for you. Number 1 is I made a pretty big switch from going from a lot of white carbs to more whole wheat carbs. So that means, for example, having no more white bread but having brown bread, and switching to wholemeal pasta, brown rice, and pretty much making majority of my shifts down that road. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I think that worked. Number 1 is that it has higher fibre. When you have higher fibre, it helps you keep full for longer, which means that it's easier for you to stay in a deficit, which can help you lose that belly fat. Number 2, has better blood sugar control, so it doesn't spike your insulin as much, because the fluctuations in insulin can cause areas of fat to be stored, and a lot of that is around your stomach. So if we can maintain that blood sugar, that insulin, on a stable level, then it can decrease the chance of you storing fat in unwanted places, like your belly. Another one is that when you're having whole wheat carbs, it has a lot of the nutrients kept in instead of taken out. And that means a lot of the nutrients can help with your metabolism and hormonal functions, which can help you burn more calories just at rest and maintain good bodily functions as well. Number 2 is actually switching to having more fats but healthier fats. Now, and all the bodybuilders online, they're going to come and say, you know, you can just eat whatever you want as long as it fits your macros, but in my personal opinion, I don't think that's correct, because the quality of fats matter. So instead of just eating cakes, donuts and biscuits just to fill up your macros, actually choose some healthier fats and alternatives like olive oil, nuts, butter, cheese, milk, things that are natural, because it will make a big difference in your physique, and I'll tell you why. Olive oil is really rich in antioxidants, which can help reduce inflammation within the body. High inflammation can lead to storage of body fat, and one of the key areas of that storage is your belly as well. So having something like olive oil on a regular basis can help reduce that. Number 2 is it reduces your cravings. So fat is actually the highest calories per gram, 9 calories per gram. So if you have a good amount of healthy fats, the calories goes up, which then means that you can stay full for longer as well. So then it reduces the likelihood of you going back and having more food. Another thing is, if you're having healthier fats, because they're not optimized for taste, the craving for you to go back is much less than before. Like for example, if you had a Doritos crisp, or you've had one of them fingers chocolates, or you've had, you know, French fry, the feeling for you to go have that second and third is huge. However, if you've had, for example, a couple of olives, or you made fried egg with some olive oil, you don't think to yourself, oh, I want 6 more eggs. Do you know what I mean? So using the proper fats correctly can be a really good tool to help you feel full. And another one is having these healthy fats is it also maintains good blood sugar levels, like we mentioned previously, which can help maintain good metabolic function. So number 3 is I quit drinking alcohol completely. And at first I want to give you a couple of lifestyle shifts that I've seen differences in. So first, it was messing up my sleep routine. So I'd go to bed 4 or 5 a.m, then wake up in the morning, feel absolutely groggy, not do my work, not get any steps, not get any activity or movement in. So then that whole day, my calories are super high, I'm not burning anything, so I'm not going to be in a deficit anymore. And then on top of that, the lifestyle side aside, there are huge biological things within your body that are happening when you're having alcohol. So here's a couple of biological factors that help me, I think, reduce belly fat because of cutting off alcohol. So the first is reduced empty calorie intake. So alcohol literally has no nutritional value. So you can have these calories, take them in, but it doesn't provide any benefit for your body. For example, with the fats, like we mentioned, that is really good for hormonal production. So when you have those calories, it has a use within the body. With alcohol, there is pretty much no use for those calories. So you're just basically taking in calories and not providing your body any use, and that can lead to accumulated fat gain. Number 2 is improved metabolism. See, whenever you have alcohol, no matter if it's a small sip or a lot, what's going to happen is your body's going to stop its fat oxidization process, so its fat breaking down process, and it prioritizes breaking down the alcohol instead. So whenever you have alcohol, it says pause the fat burning, prioritize alcohol. Now imagine if you keep doing this over a period of time, what you'll notice is an accumulation of fat gain because your body just keeps wanting to break down alcohol instead, and that can lead to an increase in storage of belly fat. And once again, alcohol causes fluctuations in blood sugar. So if we cut that alcohol out, then it reduces that and make sure that it's stable, which can then again reduces that likelihood of belly fat being gained. Number 4 is you need to really start prioritizing sleep. So sleep is actually the number 1 place where your body creates hormones, and especially hormones for regulating fat loss. So poor sleep increases cortisol, which is your stress hormone, and it decreases something called leptin. And leptin is a hormone that tells your body you're full. So imagine if you have less amount of leptin within your body, you're going to go throughout your day and you're going to feel constantly hungry, which is going to increase the chance of you eating more food, adding more calories in, and then accumulating fat around your belly. Number 2 is good sleep enhances your body's metabolism. This is super important. Metabolism, if you have higher metabolism, it basically enhances your body's ability to burn calories during rest. So me right now recording this video definitely has a higher metabolism than the lockdown version of me. So that means while I'm sitting here, I am able to burn more calories at rest than he was. Now that means that it's easier for me to stay lean, not put body fat on, and therefore maintain a nice shredded midsection. Number 3 is it reduces those late night cravings. If you're up late and you're not prioritizing sleep, what's going to happen is your day is just going to increase by 4 or 5 hours, and you might just start having snacks throughout the night, and then this can easily multiply on and take you out of a deficit and put you into maintenance and even into a surplus. So you might be thinking that you're in a deficit phase to lose fat, when in reality you're actually not. And number 5 is I focus on maximizing consistency with my caloric deficit. Here's a few key points that you really need to understand. See, for men, belly fat is usually the last place that fat goes from. So you need to be in a deficit for long enough time for that to happen. But the issue is so many of us fall off too early, so then we can't see the results of our labor. So what you have to do is make sure that doesn't happen. So here's some quick fire tips on how I made my deficit super easy to maintain and how I managed to stick to it for long enough to get that fat shredded off. So number 1, I ate lots of vegetables, which helped me feel full for longer, which kept my hunger at bay. Number 2, I had a high amount of protein, 3 grams per kg of body weight, which also kept me feeling full for longer. Number 3, I spread my meals out throughout the day, so instead of having 3 meals, I had 4 meals plus some snacks, and that way I reduced that feeling of hunger throughout the day. Number 4 is I ate the same meals for a few weeks, and then I switched up and added some different ones, because in that way everything's systemized. I don't need to be thinking about what foods I need to eat, so I can focus on my normal day-to-day activities, and my caloric deficit will be running on autopilot. Massive game changer. So number 5, I followed the 80-20 rule. So 80% of what I was eating was clean and nutritious, and then 20% was snacky and indulgent. And then that way what happened is I didn't overindulge in a period of binge eating. I gave my naughty food side a little bit to go on every time, so it didn't feel like it had to excessively consume at one point. And it also keeps my mood up and prevents that binge eating. Number 6 is I learned to cook. This way food tastes better, I enjoy it more, and therefore it makes it easier for me to sustain for a longer period of time, which in turn helps me shred that belly fat. Goodbye.